Hi Seth, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm doing well.
Good.
First, I want to say thank you for coming in. Um, like we discussed in the previous sessions, you are mandated to be here, but I'm also want to recognize that it's awesome that you actually do want to be here, even though your probation officer um, came with you the first time and you know laid out the rules. You still want to be here, which is nice. Makes it
Mhm.
a little easier. So last time you were telling me that um, I think you said you were clean for 6 months, which is great. How is that going?
Well, whenever I started doing heroin, I started when I was 16, and then I got in trouble, like I told you, and the probation officer. You know about the trouble when I was 21, and I've been off of it now for 6 months, and it's to tell you the truth, it's kind of hard because I did that for so long, and it like became a part of me, and sometimes I struggle with with. I look at myself and I think, wow, I'm still homeless. I live in a shelter, and it just depresses me. I think, and sometimes I want to go out and just do some more drugs, and it'll make it easier. But I know I'll get in trouble with my probation, and they'll probably revoke my probation and send me to jail. So that's really the only struggle that I have with that. But on the positive side, I'm I'm very happy because I see myself getting healthier. I feel better during the day, and I have some good goals. Like I want to get my own apartment as fast as I can and get out of the homeless shelter because there's a lot of negative influences in the shelter. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm proud of myself for trying to hang in there and not doing drugs anymore, which I got in trouble for in the first place.
Okay. So what it sounds like it's hard. You know, drugs have been a part of your life, a majority of your adolescence and young adulthood. So you feel like there is that need to go back to drugs, but you're also really aware of the consequences and you weigh your want for drugs and the need to not be on drugs, which is, to not go back to jail. So being aware of that is great. It's a good thing. Not a lot of people, I feel from my experience, that a lot of people don't really see that. And you're setting goals. Like you want to get out of the shelter and you want to look for a job, which is great. So you have um, that already set out for you. Is there any other goals besides, getting out of the shelter, getting a job, like anything else?
Um, well, I want to reunite with my family
Mm-hmm.
because I've been thinking about my biological family. As you know, also when I told you in the first session that I was adopted when I was 6, and I never knew who my mother and father were. And I was thinking, once I got my own place to live and got me a job and all those good things, that I could possibly, try to find out who my parents were. That might make me feel better inside, and maybe subconsciously that might be a reason that I was doing drugs when I was younger, because I was kind of missing my parents or something, and I was thinking that if I found them, that I don't know, that it might make me feel better and keep my mind off of the.
What I was hearing was that you're also looking for like another support system, which would be your biological family, and you're trying to possibly it could be like a coping
the last time we talked, how have things been going at the shelter that you're staying at right now?
It's okay. I don't really want to be there. I'd like to be at home. But the people are nice. My kids are they're meeting other kids.
That's good. So your kids are content with where they're at right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're pretty young. They're 6 and 4, like I told you, and there's other kids, so they really don't know what's going on, so they just play with the other kids.
Okay. Um, and the last time we talked, you mentioned that you and your husband had a pretty bad fight, and that's what led you to live at the shelter that you're at right now, and you took your kids with you,
Mm-hmm.
obviously because you felt that they and yourself were in immediate danger. How is that going with you not living with your husband and y'all not being in the same household now? How do you feel about that?
In the beginning, I went to the shelter. I wanted to go because I was angry, but now I miss my husband, so I don't really want to be there. I mean, there, and I'm okay. I do what I have to do, but I wouldn't. I don't want to be there now.
So, is what you're saying that you miss your husband and you are thinking about moving back in with him or letting him back into you and your children's lives?
Yes, yeah, I miss him. And I just don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like I don't. I want to go back home, but then I know that it's not the best environment for me and my kids.
Okay. So you know what you want to do, but you're unsure whether it's the right or the wrong decision to make right now.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Also, I wanted to ask about the the court order. Is it possible for him to be around you and your children right now after the violent assault that took place at your home when he assaulted you and blacked your eye?
Um. So I didn't end up pressing charges. I did. Um. I went to the shelter. That's what they suggested to do. So there isn't really anybody restricting us. It's just me and my um, well-being, well-being that I'm considering. But I miss him.
Okay. So you miss your husband. Um, have you thought about the effect that it has on the children being separated from their father? And have you have you considered that? Have you? I'm sure you have, but I was wanting to know exactly what it was you thought about reintroducing the children to
I
the father.
I have I'm not too sure if my kids know really what's going on. I know that they know that their father isn't around. I don't know if they know why, but um, I know he misses them and they miss him, but I just don't think it's best right now. Like I said, I'm kind of torn. Like I feel like I love him and I miss him, but he doesn't behave correctly. He doesn't deserve to be around us.
Okay. Are there any? That makes me wonder. Are there any alternatives to going back and living with your husband, such as getting your own apartment or looking into another place to live when you leave the shelter versus going back to the house that you left where he's still at right now?
Um,
Into finding